Okay. Whoa. Welcome to the program. Hi. How you doing? Good to be with you. I don't know if you know who I am, and I think that's the way I want to keep it for now. So, how are you? This won't take long. It's only be about half an hour. You cannot ask me questions. You can't call in. They they call it the Ron Van Dam show. I do this on the radio since 1990. Whew, wow, in various forms. It was a morning show for 4 hours originally, and then not. And then in 2014, I did the podcast slash syndicated radio route. That's been a lot of fun. And then they said here at the ECAT place, used to be E-Dog, but they pared it down to ECAT. That's not funny, really. They said, Ron, why don't you do the show like, visually once a week? And I said, okay, like to do once a year. No, there's no once. So that's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm here. I don't want to look at you, so I'm going to look over here. How are you? Good to be with you. The idea of this show is, there's a lot of crap going on in the world around us. There's a lot of evil. When there's no evil, it's just dormant. It's not, it hasn't been. It's not. It's just dormant. Now it has arisen. So I like to. I've always tried to make this show just kind of a lighthearted, sarcastic program, and that's what I'm doing. Thank you very much for being here. When is Ash Wednesday? I don't know when they're airing this thing. It could have been 6 years ago. I have no idea. I don't know when Ash Wednesday is. I think it's coming up. Of course, originally used to be Ash Tuesday, but like every other religious holiday, they changed the dates. So I don't know when it is, but I am a great advocate in getting your COVID shot to keep things vaccinated. Fortunately, in Massachusetts, that's been pretty much the case. So we've been in good shape for the most part. But I'm an advocate of getting vaccinated and boosted and drunk, all those things. So I've come up with a new campaign. I'm going to reveal it on today's show. They can use it in this town, in the entire state. I know the governor listens to this show on a regular basis. He's been a guest on the program before, which is wonderful. So if you're listening, here's what I'm saying. And I just it's just a great idea. It's just a great idea. It's called a dab on the head, a shot in the arm. I think it's fantastic. It it helps get the religious people into this. As you know, on Ash Wednesday, little schmutz right up there. A perfect opportunity as people are going to their neighborhood places of worship in order to get the dab on the head, get the shot in the arm. Dab in the head, shot in the arm. Campaigning for health. All right. That's not a bad idea, actually, is it? I have another idea, and I'm going to reveal it today on today's show. And if you steal the idea from me, I will be very upset with you. Here's the great idea. As you know, for the past couple of years, we've been in this pandemic thing. Oh, you didn't hear about it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a couple of years now. It's socially changed everything. People weren't going out. They weren't doing things. The economy started falling apart all over the world. You didn't read about that? Oh, it's in all the papers. Anyway, so people are lonely. They're lonely. So I came up with a great way. You know that in Massachusetts, the Boston area, the whole state, it's number one in traffic. I think it's either number one or number two. We're fighting to be number one. Go for the top spot. But traffic in this state is apparently horrendous. So I thought, well, people are lonely. Traffic is horrendous. That's an app. So I came up with this great app idea. Now, I am not a technical kind of guy as far as that. I can't wire things really well. I know what apps are. I know it's short for applications, but we don't call it applications, just apps. I don't know how to put one together. Uh, I have a touch tone phone, which, the thing, the smartphones where you touch the screen. Sometimes the screen says, I don't feel like being touched today. I'm not recognizing your fingertips. That happens to me. So that's a technology. It's a technology. It senses that I don't like the phone, so it doesn't let my fingers do anything. So I'm not into it, man. But if you're into app engineering, here's a great idea. We can join forces, and this is be wonderful. You're sitting in traffic, and most people that commute to work know what I'm talking about, especially on the highways. You're just sitting in traffic for a long time, and you're looking around, and you have picked your nose to the point where there's nothing left inside. That's how boring and long you've been sitting in that car. So what do? You can't play with your phone too much because the traffic could move a little bit, and then and you're not supposed to use your cell phone in the car. So what do you do? It's a great time to meet people. Have you ever just sat in there in the car, you're in traffic, and you look over into the next person's car in the next lane, and they're just sitting there too? And you're kind of thinking, well, why should we both be sitting here in traffic when we can have a conversation and meet each other? And the great thing about that relationship would be it's fleeting. It was not going to last long. It won't last more than a couple of minutes. What a wonderful relationship that would be. So I came up with this idea. What you do is before you get in your car, there's a little sticker that I will create, and I haven't named the thing yet, but it would indicate that you are a member of this club. You take a piece of paper and you write down your phone number, and under it, traffic club, something like that. You write your phone number down. Now, don't put down your real phone number. Get one of those silly text-free, I think it's called, or WhatsApp, or whatever, and it gives you a phone number for free. And you only keep it for a month or something. You don't pay for it; it's just free. So you get the phone number. You write that down in a bold marker on the piece of paper so that people in other cars can read it, and you tape it to the side of to your window, to your driver's side window. So when people look in at you, they can see your phone number, and they can say, "Oh, let me call him." And they call the number, or you call their number if they're a member of this special traffic club that I'm creating, and you can actually start a relationship. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, what's your name? Name is Ron. Stuck in traffic too, huh? Yeah, obviously. Where are you going? Going to the city. Where are you going? Yeah, going to the city too. And you strike up a relationship, and you ask them questions like, "Hey, what's your situation?" And they respond, "I'm sitting in traffic." No, that's not what I mean. You married, single, that kind of thing. You see an attractive woman, an attractive guy, whatever your partnership thing may be. Someone, someone is you want to speak to them because they're attractive. This is how you do it. And if they are a member of the traffic club that I've created, they are certainly interested in just talking for a bit. It never goes really beyond sitting in traffic for 2 or 3 minutes, but maybe something could happen. Maybe this is really a new way of meeting people, where like a couple's getting married. Well, how did you meet your husband? Was it on a dating app? No, it was on one of Van Damme's creations, the Traffic Club. I'm sitting in my car on my way to Boston on the Southeast Expressway. We're not moving, and I met my husband that way. We struck up a little conversation, and we met for coffee, and boom, we're having sex in a hotel room, and 2 minutes later, we're moving in together. It's what a wonderful way of bringing people together. It's my traffic club. It's as simple as that. An app has to be created, and I don't know how that happens. I'm not into that. You do it through license plates or something. I really don't know. But that's my idea. It's not a bad idea, and it's not a great idea. It's a fantastic idea. All right. I guess it's called Strangers in Traffic. How about that? I like that. Strangers in. How'd you meet your husband? Strangers in traffic. I've heard about that. Yes, it's genius. Ron Van Dam came up with it. It's genius. It's changing the dating world. You know, people actually sit in traffic on purpose now so that they can meet other people due to my new app. I think it's fantastic. I really do. Anyway, whatever. You know what I've noticed recently that I think I always knew, but I never really knew it till I thought about it. If you're, women seem to be very sensitive to a phrase, and I guess I kind of always knew it, but I never realized it. If you have a girlfriend or you're married to somebody who's very sensitive or whatever case might be, if they get upset about something, don't ever say, oh, just calm down. Calm down. Relax, calm down. Don't ever say that to a female. That's the worst thing you can say. For some reason, they're insulted when you tell them to relax and calm down. They don't like that. It's like you're trying to control their emotions or something when they're upset. No, you let me be upset. Don't tell me to relax. They get very, very, that's an impression of a girl, by the way. They get very, very upset. Never tell a female to relax. It would be awful. Yet, if you tell a guy to relax, he'll basically say, yeah, it's great. It sounds great. I'm going to go in the room, take a nap. See ya. Guys love to relax. I live to relax. That's my goal. It's on my bucket list. I've yet to do it. I love to relax. If a girl told me, Ron, stop getting upset, just relax, I'd say, all right, yeah, you're right. But you can't say that to a female. Two things you can't say to a female. Relax, calm down. You can't say that to them. And the other thing is, why do you need all those shoes? Those two things you can never say. And by the way, there's no answer to that second question. Why do you need so many shoes? They don't know. They're just comfortable having them. Do they have to wear them? No, it's not a prerequisite. You don't have to wear the shoes. You simply have to have them around. I don't know. I feel like a Borscht Belt comedian doing wife jokes. It's coming back, apparently. It's coming back. You know that I have a constant problem going into restaurants and bars and things. Um, I love the wait staff. I think they're fantastic people. But something is just happening, and now it's happening in supermarkets. I think I've talked about this before on the show, but it happened to me again. This was at a nearby supermarket. I won't name the supermarket, but it's really nearby. And I went in there, and I had my little my little cart filled with about 10 items, something like that. And I put them on that little belt, the belt that moves. It's a little food mover belt, at the cashier location. Cashier's standing there, fine girl. I don't know her, fine woman. And she's scanning my stuff. And it's packed in one of those recyclable bags. And I look at her and I say, thank you. Now, when I was brought up, I was taught that when someone does something for you, whether it's for pay or not, you say thank you. You even say that to the prostitute after you pay her. Thank you. Even then, you say thank you. My mother always taught me, always thank you. And the way it goes is, thank you, and the other person's supposed to say, you're welcome. Then it's done, relationship over, transaction completed, thank you, you're welcome, life goes on, next please. But that's not the way that works anymore. I say thank you. This girl who is the cashier, we'll call her, the checkout woman, I don't know what the proper title is. I say thank you. She looks at me and says, no problem. Okay, wait a minute now. I didn't insinuate that there was a problem here, did I? Was the fact that I came up with merchandise for you to scan, was that a problem for you? No, it was no problem. I, I didn't say it was. If I said to her, instead of saying thank you, if I said, has me standing here with food that I'm paying for and you scanning it, has that been a problem for you in any way? Then you can respond by saying, no problem, because that was part of it. But if I just say, thank you, don't say no problem. It has nothing to do with anything. Is the supposition that you went out of your way for me to do this? And for you to respond accordingly? No problem? Who came up with that? Who started that? Who started that? And why did it catch on? Why is that now the normal response to thank you? And it happens in restaurants to me all the time. I order some food off the menu, and the food server comes back with the food. They don't have to cook it. They don't have to heat it up. All they have to do is take it from the kitchen counter to my table. That's all they have to do. So they take the food, they put the plate in front of me. I say thank you. They say, no problem. It didn't look like it was a problem. Why are you answering like that? Say you're welcome. Someone's got to stop this. Someone has got to stop this insanity and teach people how to properly communicate with each other. If you ever see me in a supermarket and a restaurant, don't say no problem to me. And if you do, you better have a smile on your face like you're just kidding around with me, because otherwise problems could there might be a problem. There could be a problem. Or I may take it upon myself. Thank you. No problem. Oh, there's going to be a problem. I could respond that way. Oh, there's a problem. Learn how to talk. Learn how to be respectful. No problem. Oh, stop it. All right. No problem. No problem. No problem. I recently went to my doctor for my annual checkup that I have twice a year. I don't know how that happened. Somehow they came up with a new visitation called a follow-up. I don't understand. I don't even know what that is. You have your physical, and then 6 months later, you have a follow-up. What am I doing? What am I doing here? I'm just following up on your physical. That was 6 months ago. I know, we're following up on it. What do you want to follow up on? What do you want? You examined me. I had a blood test. You gave me my results. Why are we following up on something that's nothing to follow up on? You're right. Thanks for the follow-up. Stop it. Stop with the follow-up. Anyway, I went for a follow-up, and I sat in that little examining room for about 20 minutes, which I call waiting room number 2. The nurse comes in and takes my vitals, doesn't give them back, asks me a lot of questions as if I'm being interrogated or something. Do you smoke? No, you have the information in front of you on your little computer screen. You know I don't smoke. Every time you ask me, I say no. You could have started. Well, you continue like this, I may. How many drinks do you have a week? How many do you have a week? I bet it's more than you. It goes through all these questions, like I'm filling out a health insurance form or some kind of, I don't know what I'm applying for here. So the doctor finally comes in. Sometimes I think the doctor is just waiting in the hall, because if the doctor comes in too quickly, they look too eager. You know, like I wasn't put out enough. You know, I wasn't annoyed enough. They always take my blood pressure when I've been sitting there for 20 minutes alone in a room. which is enough to drive anybody crazy, to be alone in a small room for 20 minutes and nothing's happening. And then they take your blood pressure and it's a little bit high, and they say, oh, your blood pressure's a little high. Yeah, because you locked me in a room for 20 minutes and just made me sit here. Of course it's a little high. There are some things that they don't seem to do anymore, which leads me to believe when they did it before, there was no reason to do it. And I'll give you two examples. One, there was this little rubber hammer that they had, and I don't, maybe that was for small construction jobs. I don't know. It was a mallet, and it had a rubber tip on it, and it was a hammer is basically what it was. And the carpenter, I mean the doctor, would take this rubber mallet and tap my knee with it. I don't know why my knee would be the place they would tap, but that was it. And then I guess eventually my leg would move a little bit, and I guess they were testing my reflexes. There are other ways to do that, but hitting me in the knee with a mallet apparently was the medical way of doing it for a long time. They've stopped hitting my knee. Maybe at some point some patient tried to sue them for assault and battery or something, or this was like too aggressive. I mean, I went to the doctor's office. They started hitting me with a hammer. What the hell's going on with that? You think that hurts? Try going to a dentist. They hit you with more than a hammer. They come in with drills and construction equipment, and orange cones and police tape. I mean, they're doing construction in my mouth is what they're doing. They're actually rerouting traffic up there. So I guess they don't hit you in the knee anymore with the rubber hammer, and that's nice because I think that was really stupid. Whenever they did that in the past, I always giggled a little bit, like this is like probably the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. You're a doctor. You've been through all these years of medical school, and you're hitting me in the knee with a rubber mallet. It's just really stupid. Sorry, there's no other way to put it. It's just stupid. The medical technology at its finest. They don't do that anymore. At least my doctor doesn't. My doctor also used to tell me to open my mouth and say, ah. And I did that, but then she would stick a popsicle stick in my mouth. She did. I guess they're called tongue depressors, but they're popsicle sticks, let's face it. They are, medical equipment made by the popsicle company. So she would take this stick and depress my tongue. Or you could just say to my tongue, it's a horrible life, isn't it? They would depress my tongue in a horrible, horrible manner. And then they would look in my mouth and they go, ah. Basically my best Jerry Lewis impression. Ah. And from that, they could discern if I was sick or not. Apparently, they don't do that anymore. They look in my mouth, but they don't depress me. They don't depress me anymore. They excite me. There's no more popsicle sticks involved. Not at my doctor, baby. Not at my doctor. No more popsicle sticks. I ain't paying for those popsicle sticks. They're probably like $20 per stick or something. I don't know the medical fees, but I know they're really high. So I think the popsicle sticks just became unaffordable. Anyway, I'll talk to my doctor next time I see my doctor and talk about this dab on the head, shot in the arm kind of concept. I think it's great. I just think it's great. Isn't that odd? Strange. You know, the one place you think you could get a COVID shot, you can't. Where do you think you might be able to get a COVID shot? From your doctor, right? They give you all the other shots. They don't give you they'll give you the flu shot. They'll give you the pneumonia shot. COVID shot, go to the drugstore. Stand online. Don't come here. Shots, we don't know what we're doing with those. Kidding me? We don't know how to give shots. No problem. All right. What's up with Oprah? You know, for a while, Oprah was a part of Weight Watchers. I believe she still is. She was a customer for a while. Oprah's probably the worst spokesperson for Weight Watchers that I can think of. I never think of Oprah as actually losing weight. She's always the a little bit oversized Oprah, which is fine. I have no problem with that. Apparently, Stegman doesn't. Stegman, whatever the hell his name is. You know why he won't marry her, don't you? Her weight fluctuates too much. Yeah, Oprah is not a good spokesperson for Weight Watchers. I want something that's a little more definitively successful than that. But Oprah, I guess, invested some money in the business and she became the spokesperson by default. And also because she's Oprah, she can do anything she wants. So, but it didn't work. I don't think it worked out. I just don't. As you know, Weight Watchers is no longer Weight Watchers. It's just WW. They're like part of a website is all they are. And whenever I talk to them, they're guests on the show every once in a while because they pay to be there. And they they say to them, just to kid them around, I say, so now your website is what? www.com? And she says, yes. No problem. Well, and you're doing that on purpose? On purpose? Yes, we are. We don't. We are so big. Weight Watchers is so big that we're just WW. Oh, man. It's a lot of WWs. Is it WW dot WWW? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's a good marketing thing, but I don't know. I don't know. Weight Watchers is nothing but a community group. I don't think you really lose weight by eating food differently. You just talk about it. I've never been a member of Weight Watchers, never knew anybody who was on Weight Watchers, but I believe all that they do is just talk to each other. I think they go to meetings and they say, Ron, what did you have for dinner last night? I had meatloaf and French fries. And they say, well, don't do that. Just don't do that. And okay. And I go home, and it's like $70. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just don't know. All I know is Oprah should not be the spokesperson. That's all. It should be somebody who's now not fat anymore. I think that would be a better, better kind of thing to do. All right, I'm running out of time, and I think you're running out of tolerance, so we'll cut it right here. I got a very dark today. Look at this. See, I'm wearing a dark T-shirt and a dark jacket with a dark microphone. This is just the bottom part of your screen. It's just really dark. But I guess that's part of what my humor is. Is that how that works? What was I going to say? Now I lost track of what I was talking about. I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, yeah, I'll talk about this next week on the show. I got a card in the mail from the town that I live in saying that my water is no good. And it's okay to shower in it, but don't drink it if you have any kind of stomach problems. It is not in compliance with the proper levels of safety by the state. Your water is not of good quality. We're trying to relieve the problem by raising your taxes and building a water facility to clean the water up. But for the time being, we just got to tell you, by law, your water here is really not good. And so they had a phone number on there, and I called the phone number. Nice guy answered the phone. I don't know if he's with the city or the state or what country he's with. Probably a telemarketer from India. I have no idea, although it didn't sound like it. And I said, like, what's up with the water thing? And he said, well, yeah, we're just telling you that there's a problem with the water. We're not meeting standards. And I said, okay, thank you. Anything else that you're doing with my tax dollars that I'm not getting? How did this happen? How did this happen? I'm out of time. We'll see if we can figure this out. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I wish you peace.